to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo! Woo!
Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
Come on, man. Come on.
Crazy times, man. Mulder and Scully all over the place tonight.
We're live after game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Leafs versus Lightning, and the Toronto Maple Leafs just fucking dominated. 5-0. They beat Tampa Bay Lightning game one. You know what? I'll just say it. I saw this coming.
Oh, yeah. I totally saw this one coming.
Yeah.
No doubter. An absolute no fucking doubter. 5-0. 5-0 in game one for the Leafs. Like, I'm a little bit speechless. It doesn't take, it takes a lot for me. And I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch there? What happened there? Like, what the fuck was that, man?
It was, I'm totally speechless. I don't even know what to say. That was the best Leafs team I've seen all season. They were hard on the puck. They were all over Tampa. They were doing everything right. It was good.
Yeah, man.
Play like that. Play like that. Holy fuck.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, an unbelievable start to the playoffs for the Leafs. A huge 5-0 win over the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Like, for them to put a 5 spot past Vasilevsky, that fucking blows my mind. Like, defensive, like the amount of penalties that the fucking Leafs killed, and their PK looked incredible. And
oh my God.
Just, there's just so many things. There's just so many positives to take out of game one. The officiating was absolutely atrocious.
We got the predictions coming in already. Leafs in 5, says Spike. I don't know. But
let's not get carried away here.
I'll take it. I'll take it. But do you want to recap the game?
Well, yeah, of course we'll recap it, man. I mean, we'll get into just in general thoughts though, like before we get into that, like anything that you want to specifically.
Yeah, my thoughts are that Toronto, I did not think they would be as ready as they were for this game. Like, they were so ready. From the big boys down to the fourth liners, they were so ready to play this game tonight. And Tampa looked caught off guard. They didn't know. They didn't see this coming, you know?
No, that's what she said. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe Tampa, I don't know. Did you say that we're at number 151 here?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. It's episode 151. Game 151.
Yeah. So, you know what, man? Tampa, this is a little... I'm not sure where to take this with Tampa Bay, because I was very impressed with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I was very...
unimpressed
with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So you're not going to see, okay, the Leafs caught them sleeping in game one. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking here. You're not going to get that again.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So the Leafs,
it's not going to be, you're not going to glide to a 5-0 win on Wednesday.
No. And, I'm going to be honest, like, even we'll see where this goes. It's great. I feel a lot better. Like 5-0, that's crazy. I was thinking 2-1, maybe a 3-2 game. Well, I just did not see a 5-0 game. I did not see it.
And I know we're going to recap the game, but when Clifford took the 5-minute penalty in the first period, all I kept thinking about was, here we go. Last year it was Tavares getting kneed in the head in the first period. Before that, it was Kadri in those Game 7 series against Boston taking the stupid penalties. This was the first period thing that was going to sink the Leafs. Tampa was going to go on a 5-minute power play, bury a couple goals, end of the night. But instead, this year, this Leafs team took that 5-minute penalty and like made it our advantage. Basically, it was just 2-on-1 after 2-on-1 after 2-on-1. It was crazy.
It is crazy. Like, yeah, when Kyle Clifford took that penalty, I couldn't believe it, man. I literally was thinking, like, okay, I'm just looking over the penalties. Like, my God, the fucking 10-minute misconducts. Like, there had to be over 100 penalty minutes in this game. But I'm just trying to find the initial Clifford. Oh, yeah, okay. So That was at the 6:59. So the 6:59 mark, you take out that 5 and you're right at 6-9. But the 6:59 mark of the first period, Clifford, that was like maybe their first shift of the game. Maybe it was it might have been their second shift
Yep.
of the game for that line. And like, I get it. Like, trying to set the tone and be physical and all that. I totally understand that, but just an absolute fucking bonehead play by Kyle Clifford. And like you were kind of alluding to, like, it's always something. Like, look at how last year, halfway through the first period, when Tavares goes down against Montreal, here we are, 7 minutes into the first period.
Yep.
Clifford takes a stupid fucking penalty, game misconduct. Tampa goes to the power play for 5 minutes. This could have been a very different result. Tampa buries 2 goals there. Who knows what happens here?
Yeah.
So, like, man, I do not expect to see Kyle Clifford back in the lineup anytime soon.
No, I wouldn't expect him in the lineup. No way.
Spezza draws in for game 2. Clifford, it's just like again, I get it. I kind of get where he was going there, but I don't know, man.
Clifford played his 7 minutes or whatever. He played 30 seconds, whatever his shift was, and that was
yeah.
You can't
trust that. You can't trust that, right? Like,
no, you can't have that.
You got to be a clean hit, whatever. But there was just no need for. I don't know what he was thinking there. He really could have cost them early, and they could have dug themselves a hole early that they couldn't. That maybe they couldn't have got. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Didn't happen.
It didn't. But years past, it's happened.
Oh, of course.
And when it happened, I was like, here it is. Here's the thing that kind of like deflates the whole hope and everything in the playoffs.
I was thinking the same thing, man. But instead, the fucking penalty kill, specifically on that 5-minute major, how many fucking shorthanded chances did they have on that fucking penalty kill? 5?
I know, that's what I mean.
4 or 5?
They turned that 5 minutes. They turned that 5-minute power play into momentum for themselves.
Marner, Kerfoot, McKay, like they all had fucking chances. Like, honestly, they had more chances on that 5-minute penalty kill than Tampa had on the 5-minute power play. They literally did.
Almost every power play that Tampa got tonight, the Leafs had more chances shorthanded. I think they scored the shorthanded goal, right? So they're +1 on the penalty kill.
Tampa's power play looked like shit. I don't know here. Is this Tampa Bay being like, what do we get here? Was it just a bad game?
That's not the Tampa Bay team that you're going to see on Wednesday night. I'm going to put this comment up here. This is Sean. Sean, I've played in a band with Sean before. He's a bass player, and he says Clifford was expendable. That was a warning shot across Tampa's bow to not fuck around.
Well, yeah, look what happened. Like that Tampa. No, I don't think so. What do you think? Do you think Tampa Bay is scared of Kyle Clifford? No, I don't.
But what I think happened, I think Clifford went out there and he was really revved up, and he was like, "I'm going to hit everything and really put," because. Did he think he was going to play? He probably thought he would be a healthy scratch for game 1.
Maybe. Well, then he shouldn't have been doing that. That was his chance to stay in the lineup.
I know, and he took it too far and hit someone in the back.
But Tampa's not going to be intimidated by Simmons and Clifford. Like, that's just to go head-to-head with Perry and Maroon and all that, who are 2 tough guys themselves. But, there's not an intimidation factor there with the Leafs. I think Keefe just dressed those guys to be like, if you want to go there, we'll go there. But it's not like Tampa's not looking at the Leafs lineup scared, oh my God, they've got Clifford and Spezza in there. Look out. Come on.
I think Keefe had in his mind that it would be sort of a different game. But what happened was their speed and, being hard on pucks, their puck control and getting to pucks and using their speed was what beat Tampa tonight. It 100%. It wasn't a grisly fucking punch in the face, whatever, scrum kind of game like it was in the 8-1 game. It wasn't like that at all. The Leafs kind of backed away from that and said, fuck it.
But I didn't see Tampa being overly physical tonight myself. I didn't see that. I guess
in the end, they got a little chippy.
Well, when they were losing 5-0, they just said, fuck it. But I didn't see Tampa taking the physical game to them. I really didn't see that personally. But, were they more physical? I suppose they were. But I don't know how much of that is just, I don't know. Could you notice that? Was that a huge, it's hard to notice in a 5-0 win because the Leafs were fucking scoring every time you turned around.
It looked like Tampa was trying to be a little bit physical, but at the same time, they
didn't work, I guess.
They just looked a step behind all night. It's really hard to be engaged in the game when they couldn't get to the puck.
No.
The Leafs were just on it like bulldogs. It was fucking awesome.
It was awesome. All right,
Awesome.
so do you want to do the recap then? We'll get the recap going, and then we'll do, I'm sure we'll have lots of things come up as I'm doing the recap.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the first period gets going, and crowd was into it. Like, crowd was great tonight, by the way. I thought absolutely the best I've seen in fucking years, long time.
Amazing.
Crowd was absolutely fucking great, right from the anthem.
Probably a big factor in tonight's game. Like having to play with the empty stadium last year to have
huge.
this is just
Yeah. So many positives out of tonight. Like, really, there's so many fucking positives to take away from this game,
which we're not used to in game ones here.
No, absolutely not. I don't know for sure because like I haven't followed Tampa extremely close on their playoff runs to the last 2 cups, but like
Leafs. Jay says Leafs with the big D mentality.
Well, what did I tell you? I hate to say it, but like, come on, man.
What you said? Did you say that to me off when we stopped recording the podcast?
No.
You said you really want to be like I told you so.
No, I didn't. Did I say that? Oh, I don't know.
I think you said you want to see them beat Tampa so you can be like, I told you so.
Well, yeah, in general, I want to see the Leafs go on a run here to fucking shut up everybody who fucking doubts them. And just, I want to see some fucking success here so we can stop being the fucking laughing stock of the league. Like, how nice would that be? We beat Tampa. Maybe we beat Florida if Florida even fucking gets past Washington. And we just go on a fucking run. Like,
well, tonight was a step in the right direction.
Great step in the right direction. But anyway, shout out to the crowd, everyone that was there, the people that were standing outside. It was just fucking great atmosphere, man. And the first period was great. Like, this was like fucking edge of your seat excitement. Like, just great matchup here. Like, this is going to be a hell of a fucking series. Like, who knows what's going to happen here going forward, but like a great start. The scoreless late into the first, the Clifford thing happens, and the whole, like, the story of the first period for me, and the story of most of this hockey game was the officiating. I thought there was some the refs could not keep the whistles in their fucking pocket.
Oh my God, no.
Just could not do it. Every little thing for the most part was fucking called. And the Leafs penalty killing, that's the story for me here.
Yeah, that's the headline right there.
Like, the Leafs PK was fucking incredible.
Like, they got off the schneid. They scored 5 goals or whatever. But in that first period, if it's not for the PK, it's a totally different game.
It is. And we'll never know what would have happened, whatever. But anyway, we go late to the first period, and the Leafs, after they killed a bunch of fucking power plays, or they killed a bunch of penalties in the first.
Like 7 of the first 10 minutes or first 12 minutes, they were shorthanded.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. So you're not getting any of the big boys out there for like half of the first period. Matthews sitting on the bench, Tavares, Willie, all sitting on the fucking bench because they're spending half of the first period killing fucking penalties. Anyway, Brody took an early penalty, and then the fucking huge Clifford penalty. Anyway, nope, the Leafs are able to fucking, kill it all off, and then they get an opportunity late. Now, I thought Mikheyev got a tip on this in front, but he did not. Jake Muzzin rips it home from the point. 1-0 Leafs, assisted by Cachet and Mikheyev.
Yeah. We all saw that coming.
Oh, yeah, who didn't see that coming? Fucking Muzzin, eh? Just risk popping it home from the fucking point, decides to let it. Maybe Muzzin will stay healthy and be a key contributor here. Who the fuck knows? Wouldn't that be fucking nice?
It was a ghost tip.
Oh, man. No, I thought, oh, come on, he tipped that, right? But no, he did not. But anyway, 1-0, that's your game winner right there. 1-0 Leafs after 1. You go to the second period. Leafs get some power play chances of their own, and they blew it open, like right in the second period. It blew it wide open. Austin Matthews scores on the power play to make it 2-0, his first of the playoffs. They're killing another. This is where the shorty came in. They're killing another penalty. David Camp, I don't know, was it Hedman that bobbled the puck at the blue line? I think it was. And Camp, or maybe, no, was it Sergachev? I don't know who the...
Might have been Sergachev. He had a fucking hell of had a bad game tonight.
I'm not sure who the Tampa defenseman was that got caught kind of. Camp beat him, and it was incredible. Camp goes in, breakaway on Vasilevsky, rips it home for a shorty. What a surprise. The Leafs putting... carrying it right over from the regular season, continuing to score shorthanded goals. Incredible. Camp's first of the playoffs, assisted by Marner. Marner's second assist of the game. And then Mitch had a nice chance in the first when they were killing the Clifford penalty, and they were shorthanded. Mitch was down there weaseling his way in around the net. Mitch almost popped one in, a shorty in the first period. Didn't go his way, but here late in the second, at the 16:39 mark, we got a lot of 6s and 9s in these numbers. That might be a sign. But
everything was gravy this game.
Mitch Marner pops his first of the playoffs. His first in like how many playoff games? 18 or something like that?
18 playoff games.
So assist by Riley and Matthews. So great to see that. And he basically gift wrapped, like he was kind of alone in front and Vasilevsky was out of position. Weird goal. He kind of just, I'm telling you, man, Mulder and Scully were circling the Scotiabank Arena this evening, and Red Shoe Diaries were not far behind.
Why? Just because they won?
Oh, yeah. At the end, it's like they're probably in the showers right now, getting steamed up. All steamed up. So Matthews, Camp, and Marner all score in the second. That makes it 4-0. You go to the third. I was expecting a push from Tampa. Didn't really come. Did it? Like, I didn't see the Tampa Bay really coming hard in the third.
Well, that's what she said, but no.
I really didn't. The Leafs kept control of this.
Well, did you hear them talk about? And I saw John Cooper's interview before when he said, if we lose game one, we know it's a marathon, and that's how the Stanley Cup playoffs work. You don't worry about it. Yeah, but it kind of seemed like that's a weird mentality to go into the game with. Like,
yeah, of course.
But that's how it seemed. It seemed once Toronto got playing the way they were playing and started to get a few goals, Tampa kind of gave up. I'm like, we'll get him in game two. And that's why I'm really worried about Wednesday night, because Tampa Bay is going to come out and they're going to play like Toronto did tonight.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll get into game two here in a sec. So, anyway, we go to the third. I was expecting a push, like I said, from Tampa Bay. Didn't really see it. That's how I saw it anyway. Vasilevsky, the Leafs get another one. Vasilevsky kind of bobbles it, takes a weird bounce. Vasilevsky kind of bobbles it. It ends up on Matthews' stick, and he fucking buries it for his second of the game, assist by Riley and Cachet. And that makes it 5-0. Liljegren almost had one late. I knew it didn't. I kind of thought that was in. It looked like it was over the line to me. But when I saw Liljegren he's got the beard kind of going, but the stash is back too. When I saw that early, I'm like, this is
that's the end of Justin Hall.
This is a good. Oh fuck! Are you kidding me? Kidding me? Barring injury,
Adam says these better be the D lines from now on.
How could it not be, man?
Yeah, if they keep playing like this, you can't change it up. Spets is going to get into the lineup, and other than that,
when's the last time you saw a Leafs D-core play like that in a playoff game?
Never.
Like, okay, Tampa didn't play great, but I thought the Leafs
Toronto played amazing. So it goes both ways, right? And how can you not go into game two with all those guys feeling as good as they're feeling right now? You can't make any changes other than Spets is drawn back in.
Totally agree. So Mitch Marner gets a goal and an assist. Monkeys off the back for Mitch. Game one. Austin Matthews, same thing in the playoffs. 2 goals, 1 assist. 3-point night for Austin. 3-point night for Mitch. Andre Cachet drops back in. I thought he played pretty solid game, actually. 2 assists for Cachet. 2 assists for Riley. Muzzin gets a goal. Camp gets a goal. Mikheyev, Tavares get a couple assists, and the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in game one, 5-0. Do you want to look inside the box? Because it's scary. This is like, I've never seen a dirtier box. It's crazy, man.
Like the penalty box, or are you just doing box score?
No, the box score.
Yeah, definitely look in the box.
There was 100 penalties. I don't know, like there literally was like the amount of penalties was insane. But anyway, 5-0. We go inside the box here quickly. 5-0 Leafs. The Leafs outshot them 33-24. Shout out Soupy Jack Campbell, a 24 save shutout. He played solid. We're going to need him to be that way going forward because we have not seen the best out of Tampa Bay yet. Anyway,
the perfect first game though.
Oh,
great. Because he didn't face a ton of shots and he got a shutout.
Great. Absolutely.
Everything fell Toronto's way tonight.
23 block shots for the Leafs, 11 for the Lightning. Hits. The Leafs had 36 hits. The Tampa Bay Lightning were credited for 56 hits. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That seems a little, maybe. Anyway, face-offs almost even. 28 for the Leafs, 23 for the Lightning. The power play the Leafs went 1 for 6 on the power play, and they were absolutely perfect on the PK. They killed 5 penalties. Tampa Bay 0 for 5 on the
And a shorthanded goal.
a shorty and a power play goal for the Leafs. So, but
So
0 for
how many power plays in total did Tampa have?
okay, so they had 5.
Okay, they had 5. So
Um,
they went 0 for 5 on their power play, and the Leafs went 1 for 5.
yeah. So penalty minutes, no joke. The Tampa Bay Lightning had this, obviously the line brawl. They cut the commercial right at the line brawl. Like
I know.
they thought Sportsnet thought it was over, whatever, and then they come back and from commercial 2 minutes later, and everyone's still on the ice fucking fighting. So like Cuthbert's like, "Oh, sorry, we missed. It just happened to break out in a line brawl as soon as we went to commercial." Yeah, well, fuck.
Hey,
Great.
Gotta get paid.
Jesus. Anyway, 51 penalty minutes for the Tampa Bay Lightning in this game, 62 penalty minutes for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Holy fuck, man.
Yeah, it seems crazy.
I don't think you'll see that in game 2.
No. And it didn't really seem like it got chippy at the end, but it didn't really seem like a crazy game that way. It's just a lot of 10-minute misconducts thrown out at the end there just to keep the game under control. It was 5-0. Tampa's fourth line was just gooning around. They were just skating around looking for trouble. That fucking Corey Perry. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. No, I know, man. So, yeah, anyway, like that was just so impressive. Like there's so many positives. Marner's play, Matthews play. The top guys played great. The depth guys played great. The D played great. Jack looked solid, even though like he didn't have a ton of heavy. Wasn't a heavy load for Jack. Let's say he's gonna have heavy loads as we go deeper here. But you know,
That's what she said.
Yeah, it wasn't a super heavy load for Jack tonight. But I don't know. Okay, so we'll get into game 2. We'll give some final thoughts on here. We won't, we're just going to do quick podcasts after each show because obviously we're doing them late at night and whatever. But do you want to, before we get a little deeper here, do you want to hear from a sponsor? And there's only one sponsor to go to when they win, and it's got to be Eddie Belfour.
Yeah, let's have a quick word from Eddie Belfour and Belfour Spirits.
Hi, Ed Belfour here, Belfour Spirits.
Making some of the best whiskey in the world. We've been at this for 5 years, going on 6 years. And this is family operated. We go to work every day. We work on every aspect of this business. We take great pride, at watching people drink our whiskey and that big smile on their face. They're like, wow, this is really, really good. That's what's so awesome is when you see those people loving your whiskey. And it's like when I played a game and at the end of the game, they're chanting my name. We just want to make really great tasting whiskey, and that's our goal. And, as it ages, it's only going to get better. We're very proud of that.
Buy a bottle and I'll sign it for you. Buy 2, I'll help you drink the second one. Have a great day.
He's the best.
He is the best.
Eddie Belfour's the best.
He is the best. Belfour Spirits. Pick yourself up a bottle and enjoy the Stanley Cup playoffs, courtesy of the Tip and Maple Leafs podcast and Belfour Spirits.
Buy a second one,
And
and
Eddie,
he'll help you drink it.
he'll be knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell. Hello, Eddie Belfour here. Let's get hammered.
I'd be totally game with that.
Yeah, man. So let me throw this one out for you here, Chatty.
Okay.
5-0 win for the Leafs. Just a dominant performance in game 1. Very, I still am like, it's going to take me some time to process this. I'm still kind of processing this whole thing here. But so tomorrow, the radio shows are going to be positive. Like there's going to be a lot of positivity here. And when we're done,
it's going to be sunshines and rainbows.
It really is
everywhere.
And when we're done here, I'm going to go check out some of the post game myself and all that. But let me throw this one at you, a hypothetical. Now, if tonight's result was the exact opposite of what it was, if this was a 5-0 thumping of the Lightning over the Leafs, holy fuck, are we on here blowing a gasket right now or what?
Yeah, if Toronto was in Tampa's shoes right now and played the way Tampa played and lost 5-0 and gave up had all the power play minutes and gave up a shorthanded goal, everything that Toronto did to Tampa tonight, we'd be fucking losing it right now. This podcast would have a totally different feel.
Oh,
Not
man.
just lost game 1 kind of feel, but like these motherfuckers need to get the fuck out of town. Jesus Christ, trade everybody. It'd be a shit show. But I was on Twitter because I was thinking about that, and I'm like, so I looked up the Bolts hashtag for their fans just to see what they're writing about. They're so calm.
Oh, how could they not be?
That's what you get when you win back-to-back Stanley Cups. They're like, oh, whatever. Toronto has a good team, but we'll get them in game 2. The series isn't over yet. I'm like, oh my God, if this was the Leafs, Leaf fans would be hanging themselves. Like, they'd be fucking going crazy right now.
Yeah, and that's the mentality you have to have. Like, even if they would have lost it, well, you're right. Like, I would not have been like, if we're coming off of 2 back-to-back cups, I'd be calm, cool, and collected. But coming off of what we're
so calm.
Yeah, I mean, because they've been in so many different scenarios. They're like, whatever, we're like, no problem.
They're like, oh, you remember when whatever team took a 3-1 lead on us and we came back to win? And then there's so many things that they can go back in the last couple of years and be like, this happened before and we bounced back.
No,
but for
sure.
Toronto, it's just, oh man, it feels so good. It feels so good.
Like, the series isn't won or lost in game 1, but it helps. I feel a lot better about their chances of winning this series coming off of this fucking win tonight than if it would have been opposite. I would have been like, okay, we blew home ice. Now we're already in a hole. We're going to have to win a couple games in Tampa and whatever. And they're still going to need to do that. But like,
but you set yourself up nice because if you can, like, Tampa may have a great pushback. They will have a great pushback on Wednesday.
But
if you can win that game.
What if Jack steals it on Wednesday?
Exactly. If something happens and you just win that game, all of a sudden you got a 2-0 lead. So game 1, that's what made me kind of, I don't know. I found it really weird how nonchalant John Cooper was about game 1.
Well, he's just like been there, done that, whatever. Like I just said, he's probably like, you don't win or lose a playoff series in game 1.
But after watching tonight, he can't be happy.
Oh, no, I don't see. Well, look at, like all the positives we just talked about for the Leafs. Look at all the negatives you could talk about for the Lightning. Vasilevsky did not look fucking good.
No.
Their power play was fucking terrible.
They put all those stats up on Vasilevsky before the game. They're like his last few playoffs, under 2 goals against a game. Like his 1.90 is his goals against average in both playoffs. Yep. And they're like showing highlights and how amazing he is. Boom, Leafs put 5 in on him.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
I would not. If Jack let in 5, I'd be very, very, very worried.
Dude, if that
series,
it would be all the talk tomorrow would have been if this was reversed. If this
people would be talking about starting Shalgren on Wednesday.
Yeah, 100%. 100 fucking percent. If this was 5-0 for Tampa, it's Jack Campbell fucking can't stop a puck and Matthews and Marner can't get it done in the playoffs. That would have been the talk tomorrow. But now all that is quiet because Mitch had
scored.
Yeah.
Marner scored.
Yeah.
Jack got the shutout.
Like
Muzzin scored.
Dude.
Like all the people we were worried about going into the playoffs showed up tonight.
Like check. Every fucking box.
You were super worried about Cache. I thought he looked great.
He did. Yeah, he did look good. He looked okay. For his first game in like 2 months, I thought he was good enough. Like he was whatever. There wasn't a standout negative player in a 5-0 win. Like they played solid, other than Clifford fucking with the stupid penalty. That's the only guy that I'd be like, hit the showers, bud. Eddie's at Belfort.
But you got Jason Spezza waiting in the wings.
Yeah, Spezza.
I will say this. Nylander didn't score tonight, but man, he was engaged. He was
Agreed.
He was that Willie that I love to see.
Agreed.
He was driving the net. He was pulling it. And Willie loves to pull. When Willie's pulling it, he's engaged.
Good things are happening when Willie's pulling it all the time, man. Do you think Tampa Bay, they played their final game of the regular season on Friday night in New York against the Islanders. Then they flew right to Toronto. So they've been in Toronto Saturday, Sunday for 2 days now. Do you think there's any chance that Tampa Bay Lightning went out on the weekend and got completely shit-faced? Did they maybe go to the brass? I don't know if the brass rail's still open. I know there's possible. I haven't.
Last time I was there was 2000.
No, but do you not remember he's telling you they're going to be building, they're getting rid of it?
Yeah, they're getting rid of it, building.
So I don't know if the brass rail.
There's many other places.
Yeah, somewhere else, wherever. Do you think that they were like, you know what, boys, let's
maybe Saturday?
Do you think they took it a little deep on Saturday?
Maybe Saturday,
a little
but
too deep.
But
maybe.
Still, it's Monday. They should have recovered by now.
Well, when you take it real deep, sometimes maybe they found themselves in some. There were some cougars around. Maybe they had some leopard print. Maybe they found some leopard pants somewhere. It was like
Yeah,
full weekend bender.
on their hotel room floor in the morning. That's
Ma-
where they
ma-
found the leopard pants.
Yeah, man. And maybe John Cooper knew about it. And that's why he was so nonchalant with his
Because he's
presser
like,
today.
we're gonna lose.
Yeah, he's like, I know what happened on the weekend. We're not winning this game.
Yeah.
He's like, we had fucking Cougars all over the place.
Or maybe, and this may be a far-fetched statement, maybe the Toronto Maple Leafs this season are better than the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Man, oh man. I don't know.
There is a small chance that maybe they just want it more. Because they look tonight like a team that wanted it more.
What do you think would be worse for Tampa Bay? The fact that they they're coming off of the cup wins, and so like you can't take that away from them or whatever. But the Leafs haven't won a playoff series in 18 years. They haven't been able to beat anybody. Like that's just the reality. Like they have lost in dramatic fashion. Time after time after fucking time. And we got a long ways to go here. But
Yeah.
do you think like the Leafs, like Tampa Bay being the first team to lose to the Leafs, do you think that would like take the shine off of their cups? Like you might as well just throw the cups away.
I know what you're saying.
Like the cups just might as well not even count because they'll look back and remember like we were the first team to lose to the Leafs and
Well,
they'll just forget about the cups.
And people will also bring in your first Stanley Cup was in a bubble. Your second Stanley Cup
So it doesn't count.
Your second Stanley Cup was in a shortened season.
Doesn't
and then
really
when you
count.
finally went for it in an 82-game season, you lost to Toronto? Yeah, no, you're out.
I think I think all that they're going to remember if they end up losing this is going to be like, well, remember when you guys, it won't be, remember when you guys won those 2 Stanley Cups during COVID? It'll be like, remember when you guys lost to the Leafs?
Yeah, it will be.
So
It'll be like, yeah, because people will say, oh, yeah, sure, you beat Montreal in the final, but you know what Montreal did? They beat Toronto in the first round.
yeah.
And you guys couldn't do it. So did Columbus. That wasn't even a fucking playoff.
No, I know. Do you have any of the other? I'm just joking around. Like I'm just joking around here. Like it's not. Look,
Outside of Toronto, that seriously will be the joke.
yeah, probably. Like it will be, but I don't think if the Leafs go on a run, like let's say the Leafs beat Tampa, Florida, let's just say Pittsburgh and fucking Minnesota on their way to a Stanley Cup, then there's no joke anymore.
No,
if
they beat Tampa, there's no joke. There's no way you can tell me if they knock off the Tampa Bay Lightning, if somehow they pull the series out and knock off the Tampa Bay Lightning, how can you make any excuse that that's not an incredible feat?
Oh,
you could say like last year, if they had to beat Montreal, people would have been like, it's Montreal. They suck. They barely made the playoffs or whatever. Had they beat Boston, people would have made the excuse Boston's getting old and whatever. This is the defending Stanley Cup champions back to back. If you knock them out, there's just nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say other than good job.
Agreed, man.
Fucking
Okay,
good
so we'll look ahead to game 2. Like I don't know. Honestly, like I don't know if we'll see
a lot of people in the comments are liking your take the shine off the cup joke.
If you want to throw up any comments, like go ahead, man. Like if you want to scroll through there.
LOL with an asterisk beside the engravings though.
But okay, like looking ahead to game 2, I don't think we'll see game 2 be played like game 1. I just don't think that that's how it's going to go.
Do you think that same Tampa team's coming to town on Wednesday? No,
but I don't even mean that. I mean the physicality of I think Tampa's going to go to their we got to try to get to our speed and skill going here to beat these guys. The physical element, I don't think you're going to see that. I really don't. It'll be played tough and there'll be a physical element to it, but I don't think Tampa's game plan in game 2 is going to be let's go out there and pound them into the ground.
We did at the end of last season, we did a podcast and you made a great point on that podcast. You talked about how if Toronto had have got by Montreal, they would have went to the final. And you also talked about how Toronto would have been a better matchup for Tampa Bay.
Oh, for sure.
You're like Montreal got they lost in 5 games. You're like Toronto would have pushed that 6-7, maybe even won the series. And I think that's exactly right. When you were watching that, Tampa was using their speed and their skill and sort of the way they play, like I said, hard on the pucks to beat Montreal. That's what Toronto did to Tampa tonight. Can they do it 3 more times? I hope so, but I think you're absolutely right. I think Tampa might be a good matchup for the Leafs.
Yeah, in retrospect, I was not wanting any part of Tampa Bay, and it's only game 1. We'll see. We got a long ways to go here, but it looks like this
From
could
what
be
you've seen tonight.
Well, the Leafs aren't scared of them, clearly. The Leafs are like, if anything, they're hey, you want to talk about growing confidence. How are they feeling after tonight? They're going to be thinking, holy fuck, we can beat these fucking guys.
Yeah.
Like you can't be thinking, oh, we caught them on an off night or whatever. You got to be thinking, look, we just thumped the fucking 2-time cup champs in game 1, like no fucking problem. I don't want to say no problem, but you know what I mean? Like that wasn't a how would you even describe
it was a statement game, man.
Yeah, like
it
that
was a statement game. I know it's only game 1.
Like that wasn't like
still,
that wasn't like the Leafs beat them by the skin of their teeth. Like they fucking beat them handily.
No, and it wasn't even one of those games like you say at the skin of your teeth, where in the last minute you have guys just scrambling all over the ice, just trying not to give up the tying goal. This game was over.
This game was over
basically after that 5-minute power play.
Yeah,
it was over.
Yeah.
Leafs took control and never gave it back.
It was crazy. So I'm very interested to see how game 2 was played. Can the Leafs follow this up with a better effort? Because guess what? If these guys are serious about like, we're sick of losing and we've learned our lessons and like all this, like it doesn't get any easier. It's just going to get harder.
That's what she said. And you know what? They're not going to sweep this series. Like
No.
Tampa
But they might.
But they might. But I just have a feeling.
That'd be fucking something.
Well, Columbus did it.
If they could get out of this in 4 games and not go deep, like, and be waiting for their, oh, Jesus Christ, wouldn't that be just like, okay, Mulder and Scully will be flying outside in a fucking spaceship if the Leafs sweep the
There's
board
some
up.
fucking X-Files going around.
Oh my God, we're going to be hearing the X-Files tunes everywhere.
But anyway.
Okay. Yeah,
anything you want to get to?
Well, so what are your thoughts on game 2? Do you think game 2 will be played like tonight, or do you think it will be more, we'll see a little bit more of a skill versus skill in game 2? That's kind of what I was alluding to.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be a slugfest in any way. I think Tampa basically saw what happens if you try to just bully the Leafs around. If the Leafs come out and play their game with their speed and their defense, like their penalty kill, standing guys up at the blue line and just go. Like, go for the 2-on-1. If I'm Tampa, man, I'm like, all right, you can't punch a guy in the face to beat that. You have to play their game. And Wednesday's going to be a hell of a game. My prediction for Wednesday, it's going to be fucking intense.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be
intense.
And Vasilevsky has a history of bouncing back after bad games and whatever. So we'll see where he's at. I'm sure he'll be better.
Nate Davis says, tuning in from Oregon. All the way from Oregon. That was the first playoff game I've ever seen, and the boys fucking came all over the ice tonight, baby. Yeah.
Yes, they did. I like that. Good, man. First playoff game he's ever seen. Wow. Ever? Holy smokes.
We get a lot of dirty comments. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I don't know why they would tune into us to like. I have no idea for dirty comments or anything like that.
John P says Fuzzy Muzz is back with a 6-hit night.
That was great, man, and a goal on top of that. So incredible night for Muzz. But look, now we alluded to a little theory about Tampa Bay, why they lost like a couple minutes ago. I just want to throw another one out there before we go. Do you think there's any chance when these guys were possibly morning skate, or maybe they're kicking the ball around like pregame? You know how they do that with the soccer ball. Do you think there's any chance that one of the soccer balls maybe got kicked down towards the Leafs room area? Someone went down there to grab it. Maybe it was one of the assistant coaches or whatever. And he got a little peek of something that he didn't want to see. And then he took that information back to Cooper and the boys, and he said, I don't think we're ready for what we're dealing with down here. Wow. Because you want to know what? Pierre Engvall was out there, and when he was
playing, see the scrum he got in? He wasn't fucking around.
I thought I saw his mushroom head peeking out of his pants. I thought it was peeking out. Like, I just thought it was sneaking out there. Like, you can't keep that thing contained, man. But do you think one of the Tampa assistant coaches, or maybe one of the Tampa players, they saw Engvall pregame in the morning skate, maybe in his tight spandex like workout shorts, and they said, whoa.
Oh, guaranteed.
Stop.
They obviously have spies like watching the practices, just checking out what the Leafs are doing. And one guy happened to turn a corner. He saw it. He snapped a picture.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chad,
They put it up on the screen in the dressing room, and everyone's like, holy shit.
You do not need binoculars for that puppy.
Let's just say if the Leafs win the cup, Engvall will be lifting it without his hands.
So that's probably like, I think they saw John Cooper was like, once he got word, he like, Engvall, horsecock, not good. Cooper was like, uh-oh.
That's when he came out and said, you know what? If we lose game one, it happens. Because he didn't have a solution yet.
No, he had no solution for it.
He knew they were going to lose. He just knew. But anyway, right. Game 2, this is what I'm looking forward to. It's going to be an intense game, and Tampa's going to show some pushback. Huge. And I want to see how Toronto responds, because they fucking blew my mind tonight, my expectations. So
okay, so yeah, so we'll tee up, like, just before we go here. I just want to do out of town scoreboard. Oh fuck, I'm stealing bits from TSN now. The out of town scoreboard before we go.
Let's do scores around the league, brought to you by Fleshlight.
Yes. Anyway, just quickly, one game is a final. What a shocker! The Rod Brind'Amour Hurricanes beat the Boston Bruins 5-1 in the opening game, and they lead their best of 7 series 1-0, 5-1. I wouldn't be surprised if that puppy was a sweep. Done in 4 for Rod the Bod. Goodbye, Boston Bruins. You think they're beating Rod Brind'Amour? I don't fucking think so. That was a silly pick by you, Chad. Absolutely silly. Absolutely silly. Ridiculous bet against Rod Brind'Amour, man. What were you thinking there? Come on.
I don't know. What's the Edmonton game at? I haven't checked.
Okay, Edmonton, end of the first period. The Kings are up 2-1 on the Edmonton Oilers, and the St. Louis Blues are up 2-0 on the Minnesota Wildcats at the end of the second period, or towards the end of the second period. So That's where we're at. And the Leafs beat the Lightning 5-0, and we'll be back Wednesday night for another post-game podcast after game 2. I cannot.
Wouldn't it be funny if the Leafs get to the conference final again, are defeated by the Rod Brind'Amour Hurricanes?
Oh, no.
Could happen. But anyway, for the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, on Twitter at the Tip In Podcast, on YouTube, the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like and subscribe. Email us tipinpodcast@gmail.com. Leafs fans that are on this chat right now on our live stream, thanks for joining us. Go Leafs. Go 5-0. Bring on the Bolts in game 2. Let's fucking win this series. Come on. And until next time, we will.
Can't wait for Wednesday night. Let's go for 2 in a row, boys. Get a 2-0 series lead against Tampa Bay. And let's make sure that Engvall's huge horsecock is all over that Tampa Bay dressing room before game 2. We'll see you for a post-game podcast right after game 2. Catch you guys later. Go Leafs, go. Catch you later.
You got a big cock like a horse.